Support and engage with whatever you want. But that dirty looking in there crying about viewers trying to ruin lives, that falls on deaf ears for me. Imagine someone taking the time out of their mundane day that includes little to no responsibilities to find a way to be a victim to a woman that's dying from cancer.
I felt like I had nowhere to go if I were to leave.
I would have rented the biggest forklift there is and had her dropped off at a local fire station while Beck was away.
It's like, because I feel like people take partners for granted.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like the first to admit that. Be kind. Like, I never want to, like, intentionally hurt anyone.
She did mention one time that they were fighting and Amberlynn slapped her.
Or be mean to anyone, or...
Like, how is that? Like, you want, like, I know T on him. Like, I know T on your whole family times 12, but I'm not that person.
You have T on my brother?
Yeah, he was...
Oh my god.
Least favorite, super easy, Charlie Gold. And if I have to explain why, then I just ain't got the time. I ain't got the time.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, my name is Charlie. Please consider subbing before you exit this video. Amberlynn Reid, the creator formerly known as Sodium-Filled Whale, formerly known as the Kentucky Seal, and most recently known as the humongous Homewrecker. I made that last one up while writing the script to my 2-hour video I never posted. Please never update your laptop mid-project. You may regret it. Amberlynn has been on the YouTube platform for about 10 years, and I'm sure majority of that time she's had comments made about her weight and size. I'm not ashamed to say for the past 5 years, some of those comments have come directly from my content that reacts and criticizes her content. I know everyone is different, but I can chew gum and walk at the same time. So when it comes to my content, I give my opinions in many different ways. Amber, for years, was under the impression that she was owed constructive criticism. No. Is fat shaming necessary? Not at all. Is it kind or helpful? Absolutely not. Good thing I never made the claim that I was trying to be nice to people. And good thing I never made the claim that I was uploading my content to help the people that I was criticizing. See, when you stay true to yourself from the beginning, you may not become the content of someone else's video off of one clip, one 13-second clip.
People say they don't like you because you're a bad person, but they make fun of your weight and body. Why do you think that is? Those people, they don't dislike me because I'm a bad person. They dislike me because I'm a big person and I'm an easy target.
I believe there are viewers that exist that mainly dislike Amberlynn because of her size. I also believe majority of her following dislike her due to her actions. The actions that Amber chose to lean into when she realized how much money she could make off of a hate following. Is Amber an easy target, as she puts it? Yes. Yes, she is. She's an easy creator to follow and create content about. Within her content and online activity, she contradicts herself a lot. She has lied a lot. And she's a huge hypocrite around some of the topics that she has complained the most about on her channel. Let's revisit a very emotional time for Amber. Just last month when she claimed people were trying to ruin her life by digging into her current girlfriend's public and private life.
But I hope that these people are happy because not only did they ruin my life, but they're ruining someone else's life, and her mental health is not good right now, and neither am I. Like, I'm literally, like, look at me. Like, I just am a mess. Like, everything right now feels heavy and scary, and it's just not okay. Like, I regret so badly ever sharing her. I know people are gonna watch this and just not give a fuck. They're just gonna roll their eyes and just not care. I feel like my words don't matter to a lot of people, or the way that I feel. They never have mattered. People watch me to just laugh at me and to hate me. And I'm realizing, like, people just want to ruin my life, and it worked, so.
Now let's be clear. I agree that some of the digging that some viewers do goes too far. I've always stood on my opinions on a creator's public content being able to stand up on its own. This may be an unpopular opinion, but creators who try to dig and insert themselves into the lives of the train wrecks are wrong Yes, but above all, they're probably insecure within their abilities to create off of the content that's publicly available to all of us. There are trolls who exist without platforms that will always dig. It's part of the online culture, unfortunately. But when creators start doing it themselves, no matter what is sent to them, I find it weird and deadass wrong. Ironically enough, one of the most well-known creators to do that in this corner of YouTube happens to be a creator that Amberlynn herself once supported publicly. She supported this creator at the height of certain behavior. For those who don't know, I've made it a point to not engage, acknowledge, and no longer name specific creators on my platform. So this specific point may be confusing, but it's to focus on how much of a hypocrite Amber is for crying and complaining about viewers or creators digging and trying to ruin lives, while forgetting she used to support a creator who did just that and so much more, to the point that YouTube ended up terminating their channel. Why would Amber support a creator like that, you ask? Because their main focus was criticizing creators who criticized her. So do I agree with the digging? No. But do I feel bad that she's crying about behavior that is light work compared to what she supported? Nope. I don't feel bad one bit. Through the years, Amberlynn has claimed she's been against a few things that's happened to her on this platform, until it's happening to someone she doesn't like. It's not that she needed to speak against behaviors that were not her own. It's that she openly laughed, engaged, and even celebrated some of those behaviors. Even though I'm being vague, there's a lot of people who remember that time. Support and engage with whatever you want. But that dirty looking bitch sitting there crying about viewers trying to ruin lives, that falls on deaf ears for me. Amberlynn wants so badly to be actually disliked for her size alone. I bet it would be easier to navigate the platform that way. Well, how she mistreated her partners is just one example of the reasons why Amberlynn's a bad person.
I'm not surprised about things that are coming out about Amber from her ex-friends and ex-partners. I know what I experienced the 3 or 4 years we were together. I know what my family was put through. I know what they still have talked to me about.
Amberlynn said that people who comment on her weight don't dislike her because she's a bad person. They dislike her because she's a big person and an easy target, right? No good person would be so selfish enough to pick such a horrible time to express their frustrations with their partner's parent who's just coming out of surgery. A parent who was dying from cancer.
Here, I'm going to release this.
I'm tired of not being appreciated when I try to help you the best that I can. And it's just frustrating. This whole situation is
Amberlynn
super
talking
frustrating.
to Becky's mom
And I
right
finally
after
just
she
kind of
had
wanted
her
to
surgery. I'm going to put it out there how
the situation.
Amberlynn really treated Becky's mom. Don't let her fool everyone, please.
I am not trying to argue with you. That is the last thing I want to do since you just got out of surgery. I don't want to cause any more stress onto you, onto Becky.
So what did she think sending those messages post-surgery would accomplish? Give some sort of comedic relief?
Onto anyone in your family, onto myself, because that's just not going to fix anything. I am just tired of the added drama onto my YouTube.
I want to add some context when it comes to the added drama on her platform around that time. I believe I've touched on it from time to time, but I don't know if I've fully gone into it on my platform. But years ago, when Beck's mom was first diagnosed, I was one of the very few creators that started to get these anonymous DMs from a viewer. I personally thought at first it was a troll. I didn't understand why they were sharing a lot of that information. And there was a part of me that just honestly thought they were lying. Beck's mom wasn't like a part of Amber's content. Beck did touch on their family from time to time in content, but it was mostly surrounding people who had passed, that they missed, things like that. I don't recall ever really getting into Beck's family, and if Beck did discuss that, it was during a time I just wasn't watching Amber. So when this viewer would message me these things, I never actually responded because I didn't actually know what to do with that information. Like, what were they expecting of me? If it was true that Beck's mom had cancer, like, I'm not gonna put that on blast. That's not my place. Like, this is a private person. But as I kept reading the messages, their main focus wasn't to tell viewers that Beck's mom had cancer. It was to expose Amber's behavior when it did come to Beck and Beck's family and the time Beck could have with their mother and their family. But even with that, I still was confused and I had a lot of question marks. And again, this was not public knowledge. My main focus, even to this day, is just to comment on the things that are public, things that are on YouTube, other social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok. That was my thing. So it was something that was very new to me and I didn't understand it. And again, a part of me just thought they were trolling and possibly lying. Now, fast forwarding a few weeks after countless DMs of me not responding, I started to realize a lot of the things that this viewer was saying was playing out in Amber's content. Amber's content that was mostly pre-recorded. So that's when I really started to think to myself, this viewer may not actually be lying. This might actually be someone in Beck's life. So at that point, I hit up a couple of trusted creators to see if I was the only one getting these kind of messages, and I wasn't. But for the most part, we were on the same page. Like, there's nothing we can do with this information. Yeah, it's sad, but this is private stuff. Unfortunately, because I do wear my emotions on my sleeve and my face, some of the knowledge that I did know played out in my reactions. No, I wasn't saying anything publicly, but through my reactions, you can tell there was a bit of a shift. And I still stand by that. I still stand by what I've said and the reactions that I've had because that's what I felt at the time. Unfortunately, for some viewers, they didn't fully get it, but they were also used to me being polarizing, so it wasn't truly alarming. But when I look back now at older content, I knew what it was. I knew that this information that I couldn't say anything about was always in the back of my mind when I'm reacting to Amber, like with the constant errands with Beck and all these things. So it didn't stick out for most viewers, but it always stuck out to me because I knew. And then down the line, Beck's mom herself started to comment on my videos and many other creators' videos. And that's when everything kind of blew up. As much as Amberlynn can be annoyed with people coming forward and expressing their experience or exposing her for certain things, the truth is, this viewer that was close to Beck's mom knows a lot more than she really wants to come out. Again, there's a lot that myself and a lot of creators just never shared because, again, we just focused on what was there. But this viewer did know Beck's mom, and Beck's mom did vent to this viewer a lot. Amberlynn is not a good person, but I also don't need information from viewers, outside trolls, or other sources. I can prove that point within her content.
And I'm tired of not being appreciated when I try to help you the best that I can. And it's just frustrating. This whole situation is super frustrating. And I finally just kind of wanted to speak upon the situation.
So she wanted to speak on a situation that became about her when Norma had just got out of surgery.
Exactly. And let's not forget, Amberlynn plays a huge role in why Beck didn't spend as much time as they would have wanted with their mother before she passed. We'll get into some of Amber's public behavior around that time in a moment.
A lot of your comments when we were Facebook friends. I have left comments on your Facebook regarding your cancer. I have asked how you're doing. I have been there in that sense. And, you know, we don't have to really go down the line of, oh, you didn't message me, because I can say the same about you.
Beck has said on more than one occasion that Amber and their mom eventually put a lot of their issues aside and made peace before she passed. However, there is no way I could have remained in a relationship with someone who was that selfish.
Where not once have you thanked me personally for the money I was going to give you, for the video I made,
You heard
for the
that.
backlash I'm getting for sticking up for you. Not once did you say sorry for any of the things that you have brought to my channel that is in a negative light.
Imagine someone taking the time out of their mundane day that includes little to no responsibilities to find a way to be a victim to a woman that's dying from cancer. Genuinely pause the video and think about that for a moment. But yes, it's about Amber's weight and her being an easy target. I want to take a look back around the time that Beck was heading to a family reunion. And I'm assuming this would be the last family reunion that would involve Beck's mother. And they probably knew that going into it. Before we get into that, let's be reminded of what Beck said during their interview with Karina Kaboom.
Did she keep you from seeing your mom and family? If not directly, how did she make you feel like you couldn't go see them as much as you wanted? Yeah, she did keep me from seeing my mom and my family a lot of times. She would try to make me feel guilty. She would, even though she would be invited to come with me, she would stay home and then purposely, try to give me a time limit when to be back, or try to make it to where I didn't go at all by making me feel bad for leaving. And then there were times where she completely forbid me from going, especially when my mom was very sick.
I personally believe everything Beck just said. What was Amber's response to Beck's experience?
Can you tell us why you put a time limit on Beck's time with her dying mother? I have never done that. I have never done that. Did you really set a timer? I did a couple times. Yes. I wouldn't say a timer. I feel like that's extreme. But I would say, can you come back up here in like an hour? I would. Yes.
So it's not that Amber set a timer. It's that she set a time limit. And for some reason, she's under the impression there's a difference.
But yeah, I did feel like I couldn't see my family as often as I was led to believe at the beginning when she told me to quit my job, that I would be able to see my family more.
I would say at any size, that makes someone a piece of shit. Amber goes on to agree that was not okay in her own special way by patting herself on the back.
That's not okay. I know. And that's like how I know, like, I genuinely, like, as a human being, have just improved and become such a better person since being in my 20s. Like, genuinely. Oh, it's 100% crazy behavior. Are you joking me? Are you actually joking me? Yes. Like, it's crazy behavior.
I can't stand this crusty ass bitch.
So today has been kind of a low-key day. Becky had to take her mom a couple hours away to go to an appointment, and I stayed at home, did a lot of editing and scheduling videos.
What?
What?
What am I doing?
Guess what Becky's doing tomorrow?
I'm going to my family's away from here a good 2-3 hours. And Saturday is a family reunion, and half of these people I've never even met, so that should be really fun.
Amber is making it seem a bit performative for the vlog, but chances are this is how she really felt. Her maid, chauffeur, dog walker, and all-around caretaker needed a little time off to be with their dying mother. Let's see how supportive Amberlynn was to her partner, especially knowing that Beck's family watches her channel.
She's leaving, and I'm sad about it. I'm not going because I won't be able to stay in the car for that long, and like, there's no hotels. And I just don't feel comfortable staying at someone's house when there's not really going to be enough room for me anyway. So, haters, you're going to have fun with that, aren't you?
Fun? No. But I will point out, Amberlynn's putting a lot more effort to drive to Tommy than she was trying to be there for Beck. Some would think Amber should put more effort into someone who's willing to wipe her ass when she needs the help over someone who's simply willing to lick it.
But yeah, I'm going to miss her. She's going to be gone for like 3 days. She leaves Friday early-ish and comes back Sunday late-ish. So 2 nights. Babe, don't go. Don't go. I'm joking.
Based on what we know today, was she joking?
I've bagged out at this point. There's gonna be so
No.
many people mad at me.
No, I wouldn't let you back out. I look at her and I'm randomly just like, don't go. It's just as a joke because I'm going to miss her.
Imagine instead of recording this pity party for YouTube, she gave Beck some reassurance that she'd be fine and that Beck should focus on the time that they have with their family.
But I'm going to be spending the weekend with Eric and Ricky.
If I was Ricky, I would have picked up some extra hours at work. Dealing with a controlling and entitled 600-pound toddler, even for a few days, sounds exhausting.
Hey guys, it's the next day. Becky is leaving and I'm sad. She's going to be gone for 2 full nights, 3 days to be exact. I don't do very well with sleeping alone. So that's, kind of my issue right now. Plus I'm going to miss her, She's my baby. She's my girl. We're about to say goodbye to Rebecca. Well,
Goodbye, YouTube.
that sounds so like we're breaking up. Goodbye, YouTube.
I don't know when the intervention conversation started, but I'm sure this dramatic display did not help.
Well, I've talked about why Amber and I broke up, but there were other times where we tried to break up, and it was me trying to break up with her, and she would argue with me and beg me and exhaust me until I would just give in and stay. That happened a few different times. And there was a few different times that people in my life tried to get me to leave her. My family had an intervention with me. They took me to a park and was like, we are begging you to leave her. You are different. You aren't the same Beck that we used to know. We're worried about you. We just don't think this is a healthy relationship. And I was just so depressed at that point. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about anything. I felt stuck. I felt it's what I deserved.
This is so dark and sad.
I felt like I had nowhere to go if I were to leave.
Amberlynn wanted Beck to be dependent on her. Beck's exit from that relationship seemed so much harder than Feline's. Feline kept her job, had her own car, made sure to have no financial ties to Amber, and when she dropped Amber off in Oklahoma, she left and never looked back.
And there were also times when I would be hanging out with Eric and Ricky playing video games, and Amber would set timers for when I had to be back to hang out with her or do things for her. And I was always spending time with her. It was, just every now and then I would go hang out with Eric and Ricky. And Amber would be invited too, but she would not choose to hang out with us. And then make it a point to set a timer for whenever I had to be back.
So Becky has been gone for a few hours and I did cry when she first left, and now that I'm talking about it I want to cry again. I've always had very bad issues with sleeping by myself.
If you're wondering if this is the only pity party that Amberlynn uploaded to her channel because she couldn't get Beck to back out of time with her family, it's not.
Hey guys, so I need company. I'm gonna be honest. Hello. I just made me 2 sandwiches, but I'm alone. Becky's gone for a trip. Ricky's at work. Eric's back. I'm filming. Oh, what do you got, boo-boo? Thanks for asking me if I was hungry, boo-boo.
She's literally eating as she says that. Again, a 600-pound toddler. I would have rented the biggest forklift there is and had her dropped off at a local fire station while Beck was away. Throw away that floor mattress, get a quote for any damages that was possibly done to the floors, and start planting a vegetable garden in front of the house just in case Amberlynn found her way back. For someone like Amber, that would be repellent.
I made her late for work, boo-boo.
So, boo-boo.
No, I made her late for work.
Wait!
Eric said he made his friend late for work, so I'm assuming they picked up whatever food was on the way, and Amber's response was so. It's interesting to witness the entitlement of someone who chooses to rely on others so much.
I thought she didn't go past fast foods.
We left a little earlier, asked ahead of time. I thought we were gonna have enough time. It was slam packed up there. These people did not know what they were doing.
I don't like Hardee's.
Good thing Eric doesn't have to think about what Amber likes to eat when he's out spending time with his friends, huh?
It was the closest thing. I didn't want her to keep going further.
Right. I was just telling them how lonely I was.
Oh.
Yeah, Becky's at like a little family vacation type style. How's my life going? I don't even know. That's where I'm at right now. I miss Becky. It's like, because I feel like people take partners for granted.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like the first to admit that.
When and where?
Where it's like, you're with them 24/7, so it's just like a natural, like routine thing. But then the minute they're gone, you're just like, why? Why?
If Beck never quit their job, their relationship would have never lasted as long. There's no way.
I just burped. Cute. But yeah. Anyways, this video literally, I feel like, is the most pointless thing I've ever seen. This feels like
something a toddler would do the first week of being dropped off to daycare. Keep in mind this is public content. Beck's family probably saw this. They probably held back a lot on expressing their feelings towards Amber when it comes to those Facebook posts. Amberlynn recently uploaded a Q&A on her channel. There's a few things that stuck out to me.
What is your biggest regret from each of your relationships? Definitely having undiagnosed BPD and definitely not understanding the reason why I was the way I was. Not getting help sooner. It takes two to tango in most relationships, but like, I am fully aware and taking accountability of like, it was probably hard being in a relationship with me in the past.
See, the thing about accountability, it's sometimes important to be specific, or else why bother? Keep in mind this is on the heels of so much coming out about her behavior in relationships. Amber owes Beck a lot more than this vague acknowledgement, if you even want to call it that.
Because I had a lot of baggage, a lot of heaviness. And undiagnosed BPD, it's scary, it's overwhelming, it's consuming, and it's not just for the person experiencing it, but it's also for the people around them. And it's like, I have a lot of regret towards that, like 100,000,000%.
Enough regret to seek therapy and help for her BPD? Of course not. So if Amber is going to use her BPD as a way to excuse her disgusting behavior towards her past partners, wouldn't it be wise to prioritize getting help so that those behaviors aren't repeated?
And I would do anything to like be able to go back in time, because I genuinely think it would have prevented 99% of my problems that were caused by me.
Like preventing alleged abuse?
She did mention one time that they were fighting and Amberlynn slapped her, and I guess Jade like pushed her and she fell to the ground. And I think it was a bigger deal than it actually was, because Amberlynn obviously couldn't get back up by herself. And she said Jade didn't come to help her right away.
If I'm remembering correctly, Casey claimed that Amberlynn hit him. And now Amber's bestie is claiming that Amberlynn also hit Feline. I am no professional, and I was not there for any of these alleged events. With that being said, I wonder if Amber becomes abusive when she can't have as much control as she had with someone like Beck. Amber would place time limits on Beck and forbid them from doing certain things, but Casey and Feline still had a lot of independence outside of Amber. They were probably able to say no a lot more and stand on it. Just my opinion on the little information that's public.
Do you trust Tommy? I know that you have trust issues with people. I never fully trust anybody. That is just how it's always been for me. I fully believe that you earn someone's trust. You don't just trust someone right off the bat and hope they don't break that. I have been through a lot in my life, and in my childhood, I learned very early that you cannot trust people. And I learned that at a very young age, that most people shouldn't have to like experience that.
Amber shouldn't have experienced a lot of what she did when she was a child. Getting help and working through that trauma is for many reasons. One being so she doesn't repeat those behaviors or worse. Some of her past partners that have chosen to speak up have expressed and experienced trauma due to Amberlynn's actions.
But I do feel like everything I've been through has made me stronger, and it has made me realize that like you can't fully trust people. But I trust Tommy more than I have trusted anybody probably my whole life. And that feeling has come natural. It hasn't even like been something that like I've had to work on fully. Of course, I've had to work on my trust with literally everyone, including Tommy. But like the level of where I do trust her, that has come natural for me, and it has actually shocked me.
So Amber has access to a lot of Tommy's stuff, like passwords, locations, and who knows what else.
We would talk. We FaceTimed. Anytime I looked off, like I was looking at my phone, she would always question me. She was like wanting me to send screenshots of like my inbox and my text messages and stuff, and like who I'm talking to and things of that nature. Like she was kind of becoming possessive, and she was questioning me all the time.
Used to go through her phone periodically, like while Jade was in the shower.
When did I realize you needed to end things with Amber? What was the final straw in the relationship? There was one day where she had started pretending to be me in text messages in because I had had a group message with Eric and Ricky that we had had for years, and we had had it long before I'd even known who Amber was. And she was mad that she wasn't added to that one, that she had been added to a new one that we created for all four of us.
So I was telling her, like, hey, like, my wife knows where I go and stuff, and it's on 360, and, you know, we keep up with each other. And she wanted me to put her on Life 360. She wanted that. And I'm telling you, it was probably like a week or two of her talking to me about putting her on Life 360. So I agreed to it. I caved in and I agreed to it. And she was Googling every address I was at just to know where I was at, and telling me, she was like, yeah, I Googled where you're at. I didn't know what this place was. And just, you know, it was just a big mess.
And so she was pretending to be me, asking for her to be put in our old friend group one from years ago. And they automatically knew that it wasn't me, but they could tell that it was her. And me and her just got into a big argument about that. And it was so bad that we just ended up going to sleep. We were in the living room. I was on one chair and she was on the couch, and we went to sleep for a really long time. And when we woke up, we started fighting again. And then I ended up going to my family's that weekend. And that's whenever I decided that I didn't want to continue being in this toxic relationship anymore.
Imagine everything someone would have to do to be the most trusted partner Amberlynn has ever had. Imagine.
How are you doing with regulating your emotions? Because I know that's something you were working on. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely getting better. I'm learning more like what my triggers are, and I have created like journaling prompts specifically for moments where I need to regulate myself or become more rational.
Is this before or after telling Tommy she's about to go crazy? Maybe some consistent ongoing therapy could help with that.
My BPD is acting up. No, I know when it is, and it's definitely not right now. It was earlier. I had like a, you know what I've noticed is happening? Like, usually in relationships, like it's toxic, it's chaotic. There's someone doing something and lying and betraying and doing something, being rude, like whatever it may be. But like, no, not here. So it's like my brain is like, whoa, this is so peaceful. How do I make it unpeaceful? And I have to literally stop myself. So I'll tell Tommy, I feel myself, I'm about to act crazy. Like, and then she'll tell me, no, just calm down. It's okay. Like everything is okay. And she definitely helps with that.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly toxic, but what do I know? I'm no professional.
I don't know. It's just like the most calm love. I mean, it's calm where it should be, you know? So, being with Tommy, it's like I've never wanted to improve so much with my BPD, like until now. Like, she genuinely makes me want to be a better person.
I remember Amber saying something very similar about her health when she first started speaking publicly about Feline. She attaches these wants to her new partner and tries to express that in some endearing way. In reality, when things are no longer going the way she planned in her mind, those wants and goals start to take a nosedive. That's why it's imperative those improvements are done for her. Her partner and relationship can simply then benefit from it.
And I have felt that in our relationships. I feel like that's important to feel when you're in a relationship. Like, I hope the person that you're with makes you want to become a better person. But it's like the fact that I am like actually actively not only just like wanting to become a better person, but I'm like taking the steps to do so. Like, that just like, I don't know, it makes my heart feel nice and warm and fuzzy.
Amberlynn will pat herself on the back for finally taking some steps she refused to take for so long, while ignoring and excusing majority of the work she needs to do on herself. If you close your eyes and listen to her, it would be shocking to know you're listening to someone in their 30s.
Why do you think you're a good person? Do you think most people are innately good? I think you're born good. I think that you're born a good person, and then I think that you learn and experience certain things that make you bad. I do believe that. I think what makes me a good person is like I just naturally want to help people. And
What do I think of Amber calling me money hungry and trying to capitalize on my live streams? That's what she was doing with me, like the whole time I was being used for live streams. And that ties into the next question. Did I ever get paid from the live streams I did with her? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because she said that all of that money had to go toward all the bills. I don't even know how much she got. I have no idea. I don't even know how much I was supposed to get, if I was supposed to get half. I have no idea. I was just told, you do these live streams with me, you'll get money. But then she was like, you got to pay bills. So no, I didn't see anything from it. I think whenever we broke up and I moved out, I think she gave me like $100 to $200. And that's how I ended up getting the U-Haul, I think. Something like that.
be kind. Like, I never want to like intentionally hurt anyone
She did mention one time that they were fighting and Amberlynn slapped her.
or be mean to anyone or
Like, how shitty is that? Like, like, I know tea on him. Like, I know tea on your whole family times 12, but I'm not that person.
You have tea on my brother?
Yeah, he was a coke addict.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I think it's not black and white. It's like very gray. There's like a gray area in my opinion. I feel like that goes with like a lot of things. Like, no one is perfect. Good people do bad things and bad people do good things. So it's just like, yeah.
Amberlynn Reid doesn't need to believe she's a bad person. At the end of the day, we're all strangers on the internet, and we're mostly giving our opinions on publicly available content that she chose to upload. Through the years, she could have changed the perspective that viewers had from her content, but she didn't. If she wants to believe she's not a bad person, that's fine. There have been countless compilations, videos, and live streams that cover a different reality. I could upload a video weekly for the next 6 months or more that showcases all the reasons that Amberlynn is a bad person. She can continue repeating that she is mainly disliked due to her size all she wants. The last 10 years of available content says something completely different. Some of the most vile behavior that viewers have had issues with have either never been addressed or addressed with excuses. I've been watching Amberlynn for years. Accountability is not something she wants surrounding her actions. And to be clear, discussing her weight and body is not necessary some of the time, but I don't care. I approach my opinions how I choose to approach them. Some days a little constructive, and a lot of days I'm not. I think one of the reasons Amber doesn't admit to a lot of her disgusting behavior is because she can't handle the response that comes with that. Through the years, there's been a lot that's been said and done to Amberlynn that I personally wouldn't do nor support. However, when some of those things are happening to someone that is okay with those actions, as long as it's directed towards someone they don't like, then okay. Quote, bitch. I will always repeat this. Multiple things can be true at once. The people who dig suck, and Amber sucks as well. It sucks to suck. I think it's just easier for Amber to tell herself she's mainly disliked due to her size because it's a cop-out from accountability. She's been doing this for 10 years. At this point, she really doesn't have to address a damn thing. She can keep posting those mediocre vlogs and cashing those Google checks. I think she has the ability to change a lot, but that would take work she's not willing to do, and that's okay. It's her life. It's her online presence. She can choose what she does with that, just like the people who comment on her weight, size, and so much more. But let's be real, after all these years, that is not a conversation she wants to have. Well, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like. It's good for your BMI. If you're not subbed, please consider subbing. If you are subbed and not receiving notifications, please unsubscribe, resubscribe, and set your notifications to all. And a huge thank you to all my channel members and patrons. Later, guys.
My life is kind of a roller coaster right now. My moods are very up and down. Call me out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, I will admit to it. I don't understand it. I'm not meant to. Oh, I have a headache.
What the hell does she have merch for anyway? What the do these friggin' reaction channels have merch for, some of them?
Bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. Fuck you and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story. You endorsing motherfucker, I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A small percentage you